Just trying to paste. Maybe it's too much. Okay, so good morning, everybody. Nice to hear all those different good mornings in different languages. So we're going to do pretty much the same as we've been doing every morning. But I just wanted to start with saying a correction to something that I said on the second meditation. So I said that Panati had a particular translation, which actually was incorrect. So I just want to correct that. So Pana is breath, and Atipata means attacking or harming. So there's no such word as Panati, which is what I said. So I kind of just misunderstood something, but I didn't want to leave it uncorrected. So yeah, there's that. So this final meditation, what I said that we would do would be to bring the other three together, but use the focus of equanimity as our guide. And with this, what we're looking at is not having to interpret the sensations in our body as threatening to our being. So this is a very, very challenging thing to do, because what we're actually doing is going against the way that we were designed to survive threat. So there's a survival sort of automatic response to threats, or to what we consider to be something that will support us against threats. So it's a very automatic way of being that we're wanting to bring enough awareness to. If we bring enough awareness to it, we can actually go beyond that automatic way of being. So fear arises from the perspective of being a separate and fragile subject in a world of objects. And we react to that. And then we react to our reactions, because we sense the fear, and then the fear gives us an added sense of fear and reactiveness. So equanimity is our ability to be with the sensations that are arising and not to tense against them or to turn away from them. There's a different translation at the end of the 4 immeasurables that we've been saying that I really like, which says that we are unruffled by attachment and aversion. Sometimes I think we think, we're getting rid of attachment and aversion, and in one way we could be said that in a way they're only attachment and aversion when we are reacting to the sensations. But another way of sort of saying that is that we are unruffled by the sensations created by attachment and aversion. So through meditation practice and practice in general, we're trying to train ourselves to be unruffled by these sensations. But it doesn't mean we're trying to numb ourselves to them or separate ourselves from them, but we're able to feel them so fully that they cease to be signifiers of threat. So we have no resistance to them. And the Buddha taught his son Rahula to cultivate the meditation. He said that is like the air. The air is equanimous. It does not reject things. Yeah? So whether you pour pollutants into the air, or whether you pour delicious fragrances into the air does not react to it, in the sense of saying, I don't want that and I'm going to hang on to that. So the elements as a whole and meditating with the elements are, ultimately a great teacher for this equanimity, this sense of not having preferences, not insisting on any one thing. So we're aspiring to have and to develop this same quality. And insight arises when we are able to release this narrow and limited interpretation of who and what we are. So we're going to dive into meditation. We're going to begin as usual with kind of a sort of sense of arriving and a sense of cultivating some samatha, some well-being and some focus in order to bring ourselves into a meditation around equanimity. Before we do that, we're going to have the air blessing. And morning puja. I'll just put that in the chat again. So if you'd like to connect with the air, with a feather or with an open window, air blessing. We immerse ourselves in the air element, allowing its lightness and strength to clear all stagnation and density. We open ourselves to the air element and take in the expansive, spontaneous openness of its nature. We are at home in the air element, suffused in confidence and equanimity, resisting nothing, fearing nothing. I dwell with the air element and the dark green Buddha Amaragita, embodying active compassion and the dynamic stillness of complete freedom. Morning puja, the 4 reminders. This human birth is precious, an opportunity to awaken. But this body is impermanent. Ready or not, one day I shall die. So this life I must know as the tiny splash of a raindrop, a thing of beauty that disappears, even as it comes into being. The karma I create shapes the course of my life. But however I act, life always has difficulties. No one can control it all. Only the Dharma can free me and others from suffering forever. Therefore, I recall my heart's longing for freedom and resolve to make use of every day and night to release it. And the 4 Brahma Viharas. May all beings enjoy happiness and the causes of happiness. May they be free from suffering and the causes of suffering. May they not be separated from the great happiness, devoid of suffering. May they dwell in great equanimity, unruffled by attachment or aversion, free from craving, aversion, and delusion. So just arriving in our posture. Here we are. A warm human on this green, blue planet. Knowing ourselves as alive. Having a sense of the other 90 beings here this morning. All who showed up for the same thing. To practice wisdom and compassion. Having our sense of our connection with them, though geography separates us. Connecting with our heart wish. Also connecting with our sense of lineage, our lineage of inspiration, our lineage of teachers. Recalling with gratitude those who have supported us, taught us, passed things on that have been helpful. We're tuning in with our bodies. And seeing if we can bring a loving awareness to the soles of our feet. And anywhere in our legs that we feel could soften and relax just a little bit more. We're inviting the impulse to open rather than to close down. Having a sense of our hips being free, and our bellies soft. Allowing the spine to rise up, the crown of our head, feeling its way towards the blue sky. Having a sense of the solar plexus and the shoulders. Softness in the palms of the hand. Releasing in the neck and jaw. And all the muscles in the face. With a sense of our bodies and an openness and softness in our bodies. And connecting with our heart area. And just bringing our kindly awareness to noticing what flavors of emotion are present this morning for us. It may be pleasant or unpleasant or neutral. And just as we have a body, we have an emotional life. We can be lovingly aware of it. Tune in with our thought world, mental life. Are there any preoccupations that keep popping in? You can imagine our thought world a bit like a radio. It has different channels. Sometimes it's loud and sometimes it's barely audible. And now we're going to bring our awareness to our breath. The in-breath and the out-breath. And perhaps on the out-breath there can be a little sense of just letting go a little bit more deeply. Perhaps we can feel the breath as a constant companion and comfort. Sense of gratitude for life itself, breathing us and all other beings. And just looking out for any sensations of pleasure or ease or relaxation in the body. Just having a sense of allowing whatever small patches of sensations that are pleasurable. It's really giving ourselves permission to feel them fully. And we can begin to see, is it possible to relate to the pleasurable experiences in our bodies, allowing them to be, but without craving for more or wishing that they would last forever. Perhaps you can notice a very subtle pull of wanting more. Just allowing that to release. Allowing there to be in the pleasant, just simply the pleasant. And now bringing our awareness to anywhere, any sensation in the body that feels more unpleasant. Sensation of tension. Anything in our bodies that we relate to as unpleasant. Be able to experience them without wishing them away. Or tightening against them. And we notice a subtle movement of resistance. And we allow the sensation simply to be as it is. And if at any point you just wish to return to the breath, noticing that it's always there, companion to the experience. Always present, always giving us what we need to be alive. So recalling now a pleasant emotional state. A time when we felt contentment or joy. Recalling a pleasant emotional state. And bringing to it the intention to allow it to be there without craving for more or wishing that it would last forever. Now recalling an unpleasant emotional state. Time you weren't enjoying how you were feeling. Feeling of embarrassment or anger. And is it possible to relate to it, not wishing it away, but opening to it as it is? Simply unpleasant sensations. Seeing if you can spot that sense of resistance, that wish to push it away. Feel what that's like. And then have the intention to just open to what's being resisted. And again, just noticing that with this experience, there will always be the breath. And with every out-breath, the ability to let go a little bit more. Taking in the experience and letting go of anything that's no longer required. This constant companion. And there is breath in our bodies. And there is air all around us. And reflecting on the sensation of the fresh air, perhaps the wind against your skin. This freshness, freedom of movement in the air can also be ours. The freedom of movement, freedom from resistance. Spontaneity and ungraspability. We cannot control it. It has a life of its own. The air does not belong to anyone. Simply releases into freedom. And we can allow ourselves to mirror that in whatever small way is available to us. Sense of lightness, openness. And being at home with this element. So just wanted to let you know that this evening we'll be doing a sort of imaginative reflection on the air element, and then we'll be having a Moga Siddhi puja. If you have anything green that you would like to wear to the puja, and if you have any bubbles that you would like to bring as offerings to the air element, then they would be welcome. So we have a few moments for those who would like to